everybody's life. I came to this country in 1962. I'm originally from Cuba. I came as an early age. I was 14 years of age, and recently, in March of this year, I celebrated my 50th anniversary in this country. And it was a moment that really was it was sad, but also it was a happy moment. Sad because I had left my country, and I did not really know whether I was going to ever see my family again. In some instances I didn't. And I'm happy because my parents have made a decision to send me to this country for, I guess, the American dream, or for a better life. And I lived here in the state of Delaware ever since. I went to high school, college, and grad school here in the state of Delaware. I lived in a house with 22 other kids. It was an orphanage in the city of Wilmington. I'm a part of the organization called the Peter Pan. And the Peter Pan is the organization that sponsored children from my country, Cuba, boys and girls that were under the age of 16. That was created by the then President Kennedy policy that would allow the children to immigrate to this country, because there was a rumor that never became reality totally, but it was a rumor that all children at the age of 16 will have to go to Russia to conduct 4 years of studies, learn the language, and also, of course, be brainwashed into communism. So my family decided to take advantage of the opportunity that the government of the U.S. was giving to the youngsters in Cuba and the families that were willing to participate in the program. So I came to this country without really knowing the language or having any family here. I ended up in Delaware in a very funny fashion. I remember very clearly on a Saturday morning I was called. I was at a camp in southern Florida, and I was called on this particular Saturday at about 9 a.m. and the individual said to me in Spanish, "Your time to be relocated has come." And he pointed to the U.S. map that was sitting on a big table, and he pointed with a pointer like the teachers have in school, and he pointed to one section of the map. Was out in the west. It was Albuquerque, New Mexico, and of course I had no idea where Albuquerque, New Mexico was. And then he pointed to the other side, and I saw the word Philadelphia. So I said, I want to go there, thinking that I was going to Philadelphia. A week later, I landed in Philadelphia and was transported to Wilmington, Delaware, where I stayed for the rest of my life. I had no idea where Delaware was or Wilmington. I thought I was going to Philadelphia, and the reason for that was because as a kid, I played baseball, and I knew about the Cuban Sugar Kings that were playing in Cuba, and they were part of the Philadelphia Phillies. So that's the real story as to why I'm here. It's a funny story for me and for a lot of our kids that were relocated, because we really did not know where we were going. But once here, I really realized that the education was really the mechanism that would open the future and that would really create a better life. So for the next few years after going to school and college, I became a teacher. And I taught for 31 years in the Wilmington and Christina School District, also Newark, the old Newark High School. And really, I will give you the message to all of you, the parents and the students who are here today, that sacrifice is one of the key ingredients in success. Parents parent involvement is a major, and I mean major, part of the success of a youngster in school. When the parent is involved in the education of the child, when the parent is participating in what is going on in the school, and I don't mean by just simply looking at the report cards every 3 months, but looking at the daily activities of the youngster. And today is a lot easier than it was 30 years ago, 35 years ago, because we have all the communications that the school is providing for the parents to be engaged, from listening to homework on the web to really opening the doors for the parents to come and participate. I honestly believe that when a teacher knows that the parent really is concerned and involved and is helping the child with the homework, that there is a different type of relationship that takes place in the school. And also, the daughter or the son has a different perception of what the school is all about, because he or she knows that if I get out of line in school, my teacher knows my parents. My parents knows the teacher. So there's going to be a greater involvement by the youngster in what is going on in the schools. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are a parent or a grandparent, or if you're a student, really, the key factor in education is to track the progress of that youngster in school. Go and participate, and not only in the academic aspect of the life of your youngster, but also in the other extracurricular activities, whether it's sports, whether it's the arts, whether it's music, whether it's any kind of activities, clubs that the school may be sponsoring. It is all part of growing up, and it's all part of the society in which we live. Secretary Raposelli talked about the percentage of Hispanics in the state of Delaware and how we compose a large number of our population. And that is true throughout the country, not just in Delaware. We are the future of this country, without a doubt. We are the future that is going to shape the growth of this country. We have come from many different lands. We have come from many different parts of the world, and there are differences. And you just heard about diversity. Well, the diversity is always good. And we have some policies in our federal government that needs to address the status of the students, not only of the students, but the status of all of the folks that are here, one way or another. We need to find a way to make sure that the students have the opportunity to go on to college. And with recently in the state of Delaware, we passed a program that is known as the SEEDS program. The SEEDS program is basically an opportunity for the students to go on to a 2-year program with the state of Delaware paying for the tuition for the first 2 years at one of our 3 public institutions in the state of Delaware. Initially, it was only available for Del Tech. It was expanded to include the University of Delaware, and last year it was expanded to include Delaware State University. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is something that you can go back to those that are in your family or your neighbors, those individuals that we work with, that we can show the students that not only is it necessary them to graduate from high school, but also that the doors will be open to go on to college, because the SEEDS program does not have a means test. Therefore, it doesn't matter what the income of the individual is, you will have that opportunity to go on to college for at least 2 years and get an associate's program, or transfer those credits onto a 4-year university within the state of Delaware. There are certain requirements that I'm not going to get into it, but you have to graduate from the state of Delaware, and a few other things that must be met. But if you are involved with the school, if you are talking to the parents are talking to the teachers and the guidance counselors in the school, there will be that guidance and that opportunity to meet the deadlines, because there are deadlines for all these institutions for a student to apply. You don't want to miss those dates, because then the door is not open at that point. So it is extremely important to continue to have that patience, the perseverance, the consistency with the youngsters in our families. After all, it is our responsibility as a parent to make sure that the student, that our kids move forward. The schools and society and government cannot take full responsibility for the development and progress of our families. One of the things that I strongly believe that has to take place in our society is to strengthen the family institution. And you strengthen the family institution by making sure that the family members have an opportunity to succeed, to have the best possible life. So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I want to leave you with the thought and message that really all of you, regardless of whether you have a youngster in school today or not, you have friends and other relatives, you need to serve as the ambassadors for education. You need to serve as the individual that is carrying the message to those who have students in school, because we are the future, without a doubt. Thank you very much.